Hello everyone. So today I am on live again for the Organic Beauty Workshop episode 13. So today my special guest is a good friend of mine. Her name is Annie Chan and she is the L.O.V.E.r Coach, and she will be talking about In Love with Me. So the topic is about love, and it's going to be extremely exciting and interesting, I find. So we're going to wait for her to come in. So we have several topics, line of questions. So I have it here with me. Let me see. Okay, so we have personality categorization, and we have getting to know how you love and like to be loved and how to apply in real life. So let's wait and see. Wait for her to come in and then we will chat with her. So Annie Chan, I've known her for more than 10 years already. And she's been, hello Annie, yay! So finally.
Hello.
Hey, hello. Oh, so you comb already.
Yeah, no, the fan is there, just so you can see my hair blow.
Oh, got the effect lah. I got no hair leh, how?
Okay, I'm trying to prop this thing up so I don't have to hold it in my hand.
Oh, you don't have a holder?
No, I don't. I mean, my holder is not like the best lah. Let me try. Yeah, so, but can you see me, right?
Yes, can see
I might
you.
pop it up a little bit more. Hang on. Okay, yeah.
Hello everyone. So we are with Miss Annie Chan. She is the L.O.V.E.r Coach. So very exciting, right? L.O.V.E.r Coach.
Yeah.
Hi Vida. Hello. Nice to see you.
Okay. Okay, right? Better, right?
Yes, better. Okay. So today we are talking about In Love with You, right, Annie?
Yes, yes.
Oh
11
no,
with
In
you.
Love with Me. Trying to be in love. So Annie is okay, maybe you can share with the audience like your certifications and all that.
Okay, I think the first thing is hang on, let me mute all my everything first, okay? Otherwise
Mm-mm.
you hear everything.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I guess a little bit about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I actually started in events. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And actually that's how I know Sharifa here. Okay. So from my events itself I got to know her. And I think slowly along the way, from my own little personal adventure in my personal life, I then went into relationship empowerment. I
Mm-mm.
guess it's also from my own personal experience. I feel that I think it's good for us to know ourselves a bit better and to
Mm-hmm.
like kind of not settle for what
Mm-hmm.
is just in front of us. And I decided to go into this relationship empowerment thing to kind of like help people who is drawn to me and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to just maybe help them because I went through the pain of them going through a divorce or like
Mm-hmm.
marrying somebody that was that was really the bell ringing and I still say no, it's okay, I think I'm just being anxious, right? So but well, I
Mm-hmm.
guess it's not really just anxious, it's really uh he wasn't really the right person. So I
Mm-hmm.
felt that since I have this experience and all that, might as well reach out to help people who may need a little help.
Okay, so you went to US to get yourself certified, right?
Yes, as a
Yes. So
matchmaker. Right.
yeah, as a matchmaker, how was the experience, and what
How
was
was
it
what?
like, something that you did on a whim?
What's the experience?
How was the experience like? Was it something that you did in a whim, or like, okay, I want to go US, let's just go?
Actually, no. Okay, because I was running singles event. All right, I was
Mm-hmm.
doing singles event for SDU. Did a
Mm-hmm.
1,000 events, so I still hold that
Mm-hmm.
record. And from there, I realized that actually, much as we like to joke to say that the singles are single, desperate, and whatever, right? But I choose to look at it from the other perspective is that the singles market, you still have that 20% who probably might not just be may not be the marrying type, but there's still the 80% who genuinely wants to find someone. All right, so I thought that, if I want to help them, I'd rather get at least some certification so that I can be a bit more organized and a bit more structured. So yeah, so that's why I flew to New York to get myself certified as a matchmaker.
Okay, okay.
So
So
it's not,
today we're gonna.
lah.
So it's a planned move.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So we have some questions for you. So first
Okay.
is okay. So when you want to fall in love with someone, or you want to love someone, right? So there's first you need to understand yourself as a person, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So then now the first topic will be the personality categorization. So it's usually people say, oh, you're a bubbly person, or I'm a cheerful person, or I'm a sadistic person. So maybe you can explain to us more about what is a personality categorization.
Okay. I think we all know there's a lot of different style of categorizing people. All right. So, but for myself, because I am certified on this under this program called TetraMap. So I use that particular tool to I would say categorize. I mean, okay, categorize not the best word, but okay, for simplicity, I use that to categorize my client. What does this categorization? How does I do it, right? So TetraMap is basically talking about the 4 natural elements, which is earth, air, water, fire. Okay, so for example, and it's easy for people to understand. If let's say now I were to say that person A is a earth element. So if you think about earth, you think about the mountains, you think about the solid earth on the floor, you will probably know that, okay, this person is very firm, very stable, very decisive and all that. But on the other hand, because being firm, they could also be very blunt, right? Because they just want to, they're very decisive. So they will just say, no, just get it done, right? So if you are dealing with a so-called a more earth element person, then, or you are more earth element person, then there is this tendency that you're very facts based. Is that don't go around the circle. Just tell me, okay, just tell me. Right? So they don't like people to go round and round and round and round. They just say, just give me all the information. That's the best. All right. Then there's the air element person. Air element, like what we say, is like, when you look at air, it's clear, right? Okay, so the air element people, they are very logical people. They are very logical, they're very structured, and so like the earth element wants decisive, wants facts, right? So the air element people, they need logical, they need accuracy. So same thing also, just tell me, give me in structure, like, okay, point A, point B, point C, point D, then I will make that decision. But it's also because of that, right? They can tend to be very critical. That means if you give them something, you jump from A to B, B to C, then they will like, okay, can you stop it? Can you tell me properly?
Like they cannot digest, right? Cannot, right?
Correct.
They
So
will
if you
just like become very angry.
correct. So if you tell them A, then you jump to C, then you jump back to B, then you go to Z, then they'll be like, can you stop that? Stop. Can you go like step 1, step 2, step 3? And and because of that, people can think that they're very critical, right? People who are very spontaneous will think that, oh, you're so critical. Every road leads to Rome, right? But to them, they need that structure. All right, so that's for the air element people. Then if let's say now you're talking about water, if I were to mention to you water, right, you would think that water is always very emo, right? Because the water related to tears and all that. So if you are a very high water element person, then chances are you're more emotional, but at the same time you could be very calm, right? Because you don't want to rock the boat. You want to make sure everybody is very taken care of. So you can then be very calm. You want to hold everything together, right? But it's also because of that. You want a lot of harmony, you want a lot of flow. But it's also because of that you can become very hesitant. So let's say now you're going to make a decision, like, do you choose Mr. A versus Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D? Then you're like, if I choose A, then B not happy. I choose B, then C not happy. Then I choose C, then B angry. So you can come a point you're like, okay, so what? All right, so there's nothing wrong there. It's just that they want harmony, right? So they will not like just decide. So if a person will say, okay, I think A is the best among, I'll choose A. All right, they
That's it,
won't.
full stop, right?
Yeah, decide. Decide, full stop. That's it. Okay, then the last one, the last element, which is a fire element. So you look at fire element, they're very bright, they're like the sun, they're very bright and all that kind of thing. They like spontaneity, everything is a possibility to them and so on and so forth, right? And they like variety. Okay, so at the same time, because they are so spontaneous, they like variety and so on and so forth, it can also mean they can be very easily distracted.
Oh no.
So for example, like they could have they could be seeing maybe person A, right? And then suddenly person B happen to come around. Then this person B is very spontaneous, very like they can okay, so it's not good, right? So based on this four element, right? So if you are dating somebody who display this, it's not okay, especially for a fire element. It may not be their intention that they don't look at you. It's just that they are very easily distracted, right? So it's like some person walk past, they'll be like, oh, okay. It's not intentional. It's not like they're boring them, but it's just that they're like, okay. Yeah, I say that because I'm a fire element person. Okay,
So you get distracted easily, lah, right?
Cannot, this is life. Okay, cannot say that. So I use basically these four elements to kind of like identify my client so that let them know. But having said that, we all know, right? These are what we call our preferred behavior. So that's why I say, as a fire element, my preferred behavior, so as a person, my preferred element could be fire. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I cannot be like water, I cannot be like earth. Right. So for example, if let's say now a decision needs to be made, I will still be able to make it. It's just that maybe it would take me a little bit longer because I've got, I've got so many options there, right? So it doesn't mean I'm not possible. It's just that my natural tendency will be more towards a fire element person. Okay, so like for example, for Sharifa, for herself, you could be also fire element. Okay, so but maybe your fire element, your scoring could be slightly lesser than mine, and your water element could be slightly higher. So you may have that kind of, you want spontaneity. But
How you know I'm fire?
Hello, I think certain people in certain line, right? We have that element in us, lah. Not that we want to like shove it, say no.
You know me for a long time, that's why.
Correct. But what I want to
I,
say is that
I was thinking maybe either fire or what is the other one? Water, is it water? Yeah.
Water.
Oh,
Water is a
yeah.
very not emo. Water is a very people person kind of thing. That means we want harmony and all that, right? So okay, for myself, I know I'm fire element, but my fire element is very high. Whenever I conduct workshop and I run this and I'll say, okay, can you all guess what's my element? Without fail one, they'll say any your fire element. All right, but my second level is actually water element, followed by earth, and then my very last element is air. So if you come to me with a whole lot of system, right, and say, okay, let's do this first, let's do this, I'll be like, stop it. Because it doesn't, I will feel very uncomfortable. Right. But having said that, it doesn't mean that I don't have that element. I mean, you knew me
just
when
lesser of it, right?
Yeah, lesser. You knew me from an events perspective first, right? To run events, I need to have structure. I cannot anyhow run.
Yes.
Right? I need to make sure my program flows. I need to make sure my budget is there. So it's more of a
so when you're working, then that element
the
comes
need
in.
I needs basis. It's a needs basis. Like I need to remember all my program flow, right? So I have to remember.
In that case, right, I think I am more of a water. The first will be water.
Yeah. So you could be a water. And we also have cases of like some people are what we call like flatliner. That means their score are very even one, no? So that it's become very tough to really identify them. It's like they're like one straight line.
Boring lah, basically.
I never say, yeah. Maybe. But on the other hand, it could be they are very hard to figure. 1 minute they're like so spontaneous, next minute like so boring, and next minute
It sounds like mentally retarded, man, like that, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 4 elements, right?
Yes. So that's the 4 element, and then at the same time, because we're talking about loving the right person, loving the person in your life, right? Then that's where I bring in love language. Okay, for example, for the 5 love languages is words of affirmation, quality time, giving of gifts or receiving of gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. All right. So knowing the elements, knowing your natural element, right, and also knowing your love language, it does have a little
Yes.
difference. All right. Because as I was doing all this research, then I realized that yeah, it does. Because some people will say, yeah, she's a words of affirmation person, but why is it that when I love her in that manner, she like cannot listen, no, like she don't get it. Then we realize that
Oh.
if this person is a fire element person, all right, let's say now, for example, let's say Sharifa, you are, let's say, fire element, and your love language is words of affirmation, but your partner just tell you straight, no, yeah, you very pretty lah, tell you straight, because the person, oh sorry, not tell you straight, the person knows that you are a words of affirmation, but somehow don't quite realize that you are fire element. Okay, thought that because you run your own business, you could be a very earth person, you take things, you know, so he may just tell it straight to you. So you hear it, you are okay. But versus he using a much more like a variety of words, or the way he say it to you, maybe he don't just say, maybe he record audio then he send to you, you may feel it differently. Because why? It's the way that he's expressing it to you. He's still using words, right? But instead of just telling wow, hey, you look very nice today. Instead, right, he asks you to send a photo. He said, hey, I miss you, send me a photo of yourself. Then he sent you. And then what he did, he actually do an audio record and say, hey, darling, you look really, really very good. It's the same thing, right? But because of the way that it's being communicated, it's more like rah-rah. Okay?
Yes. Then I respond to it.
Yes, you'll probably feel more. It's the same, right? He's still saying the same thing. One is just telling you, but one is he send you via some sort of that message, or maybe he do a video to you and say, hey, look, you look so good. Wow, see, I look so desperate. Right? He send you, and when you receive that video, you may feel that, wow, same thing, right? but it's because your element feels more connected. So same thing, if let's say now, like, okay, I'm a quality time person, right? So to me, if my partner spend time with me, as long as he spends time with me, actually I'm happy. But if he puts in a little bit more effort, like say, why not we go for a picnic? All right, and then he go and plan and so on and so forth, right? I will probably feel more like shook lah. Like, you know, it's different. Rather than just stay at home and watch Netflix, it's still spending time. I will appreciate, but it's like a very, like, it's more of an earth kind of person. Like, dear, let's watch Netflix. Like, okay, without you, I also can watch Netflix, right? It's like, but he is just spending time with me, right? Versus if you say, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? You know, I think the weather this few days should be quite nice. Should we just go for a picnic? All right. Yeah, I may be like, yeah, sure, yeah, let's go. All right. So your element can actually impact how you react to, you know, to the love language your partner is kind of like showing to you. Okay. So same thing, like if let's say now you are a gift person, you know, an earth element person will probably prefer very practical gifts, things that he or she can use. All right. Air element person will probably want something that's a bit more thoughtful, know that you have thought through. And then a water element person will probably want something that's more special. Like, so anything that's handmade will probably go down a lot better with a water element person. And then a fire element person is that probably would like, don't tell me that, just surprise me, okay? Don't I say,
Probably if you come with flowers, candy, and a nice dinner, that means love already.
Yeah, or maybe like singing telegram, like, oh wow. Yeah, so you need to understand the element that kind of like drives us. There's nothing wrong. I mean, the thing, even if you express it in just buy me practical gift or that, I will still appreciate. But it's just at the level of appreciation.
You know, it sounds like what, you know, like you can study this or you can go through this and understand yourself. But I feel that to fuse all these things, that you need someone like a coach like you to actually help to categorize it or read the entire thing, because I know what's happening between me and whoever my lover is. So but I might not be because of my personality, I might not be able to put it together. Right? Maybe why, like you said, oh, she's a fire person, right? No, words of affirmation kind of person. But there are other things that are involved in his character that I might not understand.
Correct, correct. And the
Mm.
important thing is when I fuse these two together is that firstly,
Mm.
you need to understand your partner. So let's say, just
Mm.
for discussion's sake, let's say you realize that, oh, your partner is the earth element. So, earth
Mm-hmm.
element people are just give it to me straight, don't go around a bush, you want to
Mm-mm.
get things done, just tell me, say, can you buy this for me? All right, because
Mm-mm.
that's how they function, right? So,
Yes.
and on top of it, and on top of it, he is also a quality time person. Okay,
Mm-mm.
so you must understand that, okay, and let's say for you, let's say you are water element and you are also quality time. So yes, so you all share the same thing, quality time. But because you are water element, so your quality time may be something a bit more special and so on, right? But his
Mm-mm.
quality time will be, let's do something a bit more practical lah.
Mm-mm.
Right? Like, so it could be a little bit disjointed. So then you need to understand that, okay, my partner is quality time, yes. So he will equally enjoy time spent together. But because
Mm-mm.
he's more all right,
Mm-hmm.
he will want something that's a bit more practical. You may want to stroll along the beach. To you, that's fantastic. But to him, like, stroll on the beach, like, how practical can that be, right? So he may prefer to do something together. He may say, hey, why not go exercise together? All right. So you need to understand. And I think the important thing is that when we want to do something for our partner, it is because you are doing it out of love and you want him or her to feel it, and not because just for the sake of doing it. So I've got clients telling me, say, yeah, but Annie, I know my partner is words, but I don't believe in giving lip service. All right. So I always ask them, I say, if you already think that it's lip service, right, that means you're not even being sincere. All right. I say, if you're
Like not
honest,
willing to understand the other person, right?
correct,
Not
correct.
accept
I,
him.
I say, if you know that your partner is words person and you genuinely knows that, or maybe she cut her hair and she really look good, and you just tell her,
Mm.
say, hey, darling, you look good. I said, that's not
Mm.
lip service one.
Mm.
All right. I say, lip service means that you actually don't think she looks good, but you just say, never mind, let's say lah. I said, the moment
Mm.
you see, I said, you cannot be saying that. I said, because sometimes, they will feel it.
Mm.
All right. And I say,
Yes, yes. Understand.
like for people who are acts of service, you don't do it because you need to do it because you want them to feel good. I
Yes.
always tell some of my clients, right, I say, acts of service in our Asian context, right, if the women love language is acts of service, sometimes they can feel a little bit disconnect. Because why? This is from my own personal experience of talking to my client, right?
Mm.
Because our Asian men grow up not quite seeing their father doing service for the mom. It's like usually mom will do
Yes.
laundry and everything, right? So now,
Yes.
if let's say now, assuming I'm a man, and I grew
Uh-huh.
up never seeing my parents, never seeing my dad doing things or helping out in the household. And let's say now you are my girlfriend and your acts of service and your language is acts of service. So you
Mm-hmm.
will feel love if, let's say, for example, I offer to take out the trash or
Mm-hmm.
I offer to put the clothes in the laundry, right? But because I never
Yes.
seen it, so if I
Mm-hmm.
want to do it, right, I can be like, wow, man can do or not? Like very, like not manly enough, right, to do all this kind of thing. But I always
Or
tell them,
maybe like if even he does it right, he don't think that I would appreciate it.
yeah, he may think
Yeah.
that you sure or not, kind of thing. And I also tell ladies, I say, if you know that your man make the effort, like help you fold the clothes or help you just
Mm-hmm.
wash the dishes, I say, even if
Mm-hmm.
they didn't do a good job, don't go and nag at
Mm-hmm.
them, because maybe they're just not brought up to know how to wash the plate properly or fold the clothes properly. But I say, just still
Yes.
politely thank them. I
Mm-hmm.
said, when he's not seeing, then you refold the clothes. I say, what's the problem? Or when you want to use that plate, then you wash it again, right or not? I
Okay,
said,
I have a
the
question.
moment you do it, yeah.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm,
So let's say there's someone I meet, right? And then
mm,
he says, okay, why not, I cook for you, you come over and then we eat. So like to me, it's like, hey,
mm,
why must I do that? Why must I do that? So boring, right? Okay, let's say I'm a fire person, right? So hey, let's go for a movie or let's go for a walk at the beach. Like to me, that is like, wow, so happening, so
mm,
romantic or whatever.
mm,
But to
mm,
him, it's
mm.
not. So that means
Okay,
he's.
so he could be a service person. He could feel that, okay, okay, so wait, he could be also quality time. All right, but
Mm-mm,
he could be a earth element. So to him, it's practical, ma. And then we need to
mm-mm,
eat anyway, right? So why not we
mm-mm,
do this? right? Let's do something and do something like cook together and all. So to him, it could be very very romantic. Cook together. Right, so for your case, maybe so he could be fire because normally our element we always look at the two highest element. So maybe this
Right.
person could be fire and earth. So because of the earth part, so he's a bit more practical. So for your case, you could be fire and water. So you want spontaneity, you want fun, but yet you want that kind of special moment, right? So the walk in the beach got special moment, right? So he's not wrong, but it's just that he has to understand you a little bit more to know that okay, what makes her take more is this connection, this romantic thing. So it's not wrong. I mean, I'm sure you probably appreciate it that you know that he's going to spend time with you, right? But you would prefer the other one. So at the end of the day, like I tell clients, it's really all about communications lah. I think for me, I guess for what I've been through, I always believe that relationship should not be boxed in. All right.
Yes.
And I think relationship is always not revolving, always evolving. All right, because as we grow older,
that's my next question. It's like, okay, that is like evolving relationship. That means the relationship is already there and then it evolves, right? So you need to consistently communicate because everybody change, right? At any point in time, because both have different journeys and then things change. So, but what if it's a new relationship, like you just got to know each other, and then how do you communicate that? Like, for example, he always want to like, let's watch a movie at home. Oh, let's cook at home. So everything is like just at home. So then for you, it's like, hey, I cannot do other things, is it? Like in my mind, like what? To me, right? I find that it is like, hey, why must do that? Why must always do that? Why cannot do other things? Like to me, I need something more exciting.
Okay, so the thing is that you see, so he could be so in that case, he could be a very high water element, So to him, the home, the harmony, all this is something that's very, very close to him. So it's something that makes him feel very comfortable, right? Versus, so although you're also water element, but maybe he doesn't have fire element. So that's why to him, the water and earth could be stronger. Whereas for you, maybe you have water and fire. So that's why you still want that kind of, you may want that romance, but you also still want that special moment. So there will be that little bit of disconnect. So at the end of the day, it's really about communications. Let's telling him. I mean, you can always suggest to him, say, yeah, actually, I do enjoy, spending time together, cooking, Netflix at home. You see, but I think I would like it. Don't say you prefer. Say, I think I would like it if we sometimes just chill out at the mall for coffee, or maybe go and have a walk at the park and something like that. I think it's really at the end of the day, it's about communication. If you don't say that to him,
Hey, talking about that, I think when you talk more about it, right? Actually, I sound more like a fire. You're right,
Yeah, I think you're fire lah.
Or maybe because of my job, right? I feel like I'm a more like water. Maybe lah, maybe, because of my job. Maybe when I'm at my work, right, I'm like more water. But when I'm me as a person, right,
More fire.
Fire.
Because I say it's our preferred behavior, you see. So when we are at our most neutral, how do you behave? So if you're most neutral, you like all this spontaneity, you like all this fun thing, then very highly likely that you are more fire rather than water. But I think that it's really communicating. I mean, if you already communicate to the person and say, hey, it changed a bit of pattern now. Sometimes we just go and have a walk or something like this. I mean, if he does listen and make some effort, then I think it's nice. But if we don't, because on the other hand, he may also think that, she's always so tired out. She runs her own little spa. Well, maybe she doesn't want to go out there. Out there in the crowd and so on and so forth. Perhaps just spending time at home will be a bit better. That could be in his head, right? Because he may think that you don't want to go out, right? So you may prefer a bit more chill, relax at home, So he could that could be in his thinking if he has a water element, right? Because he's thinking about you. So if you don't tell him that you are okay with some outdoor, going out kind of dates, he may never ever know.
True. So we've already crossed our second second topic, which is getting to know how you love and to be loved.
Mm, mm. So, okay, so for example, I say, right, so I'm a quality time person. So how I want to be loved would be for my partner to spend time with me. All right, so but again, love languages, there are 5 love languages. So my core is actually quality time. And my second one is, often I can't remember, is either physical touch or words of affirmation. Okay, I cannot remember because the stock scoring is very close. So, but my quality time is tip top. So, which means that I will feel loved if my partner makes effort to spend time with me. Either, you can't see each other, let's say during COVID, you can't see each other, right? Even the effort about calling and say, hey, you want to talk, it will make me feel that, you are there for me. Okay? And how I love back, right? Sometimes because my element is my language is quality time, I can tend to gravitate towards also wanting to create time for my partner. But of course, I need to know whether my partner's love language also quality time. If let's say his love language is more words of affirmation, then doesn't mean that I cannot spend quality time with him. But I will need to know that using words and words of affirmation for him, towards him will probably make him feel better, will make him feel more loved. Yeah. So I won't be able to tell you like how do you express like the love, because yes, we can express the love to our partner based on our own language, because that's what we know, right? Because that's how we feel it. So sometimes we can just assume, or not assume, we can just sometimes think that maybe my partner would also feel that way, but it may not. Yeah, so that's why it's important for you to know. And I know I got some client ask me, yeah, but how I know what's my partner's language? But how to guess? I always say, look, usually the things that your partner complain the most, all right, is very highly likely that is the person's love language, because he or she is not feeling it. Or let's say, for example, if your partner say that, no matter what I do, you don't even like say thank you, example, so that means there's a high chance that your partner could be a words person, right? Because you don't even say it. And then if it's acts of service, the person may say that, you see me so busy, you cannot help one. All right, quality time will be like, can we spend some time together? Okay, so the words they say, right? And then receiving gifts will be, the last thing you gave me flower, I also cannot remember when. Right? And then the last one, physical touch, will be like, can we hug? For example, like, or when they go out, you try to hold them you try to hold their hand. Then the person like say that, no, it's very, very hot, hold hand. Then you say that, you don't hold my hand anymore, right? So so the things that they kind of like complain will probably be the one that is because they don't feel it. Yeah. So that's what I always tell my client, that's probably the easiest way. But if let's say your partner is the kind of very quiet one, don't complain, don't argue with you one, then but you want to test, right? You test there's only 5 love languages, one day test one, right or not? Like today you say a bit more information, right? Then if you say, like the behavior a bit different, then maybe don't jump into conclusion as words. One day test one. Then after you realize maybe words, then you test for the next few days, then if you see that, wow, not bad, and I just say a bit more. Response, yeah, and the person's response is a bit better, then you know that, okay, probably it's words. Because like we are all human now, so at the end of the day, it's not cast in stone that let's say mine is quality time, it will forever be quality time, right? If let's say now the person's love language is physical touch, but along the line, maybe something happened, they lost a special someone, their time language may come up because they want their partner to spend the time. Just be there, hold them, hug them, and just be there with them.
I find that this helps a lot. This helps a lot because, like as we talk, right, then I begin to understand some of the people I meet. So then, like, some of us think like, hey, why men always do this? Why men always, it's normal for women to say that, right? But actually, if we reassess again the elements, the language of love, right? Then we understand actually why they act that way. It's not because men always do that. It's actually because of their personality and how they are, how they receive things, how they give things, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All of it makes sense.
And I say, right, it's also because of the elements and all that, right? They may feel that, I think she might be tired, so maybe don't disturb her. Then here you ask her like, stupid, why don't call me? Right, but the thing is that in his head, he could be thinking that, oh, no, she told me that, in our conversation in the afternoon, he was saying that, oh my God, I got so many customers today. I think now by the time I go home, I should ping son. So he could have remembered this, right? And if let's say he's a
Yes.
water element, he could have remembered this. So he may
Yes.
not like want to disturb you. So the moment, let's say you text him and say, oh, I'm home, he will say, oh, can I go and have a shower and have a good rest? And then that's it, right? Then, oh, good night. Then you'll be like, don't you want to talk to me? Correct, but in his head, he could be like, okay, she has said that she has like packed back to back, she said that,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she get
Tired
home,
lor.
probably, like she also did say that, oh, by the time I get home, I think I should ping son one. So he could have remembered this, and
Yes, yes.
in his all honesty, it's not because he doesn't want to talk to you. He just felt that, okay, I think my girlfriend may want to have a rest, or this girl I'm talking to, she probably wants a rest. So he politely said, okay, I'll go have a shower and have a good rest. Good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. But then we women will be like, what the? It's like, hello, you mean you could talk to me the whole day? You mean you don't want to talk to me?
Oh gosh. Okay, so
I think it's very
this
interesting.
conversation can go on and on. So I know that you have some programs that all of us can go through is for unisex, right? Male and female.
Correct.
So maybe you want to explain to the audience like what do you offer and what can they expect?
Okay. I've actually created this program called Tetra. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then like what the name say, right? It's actually I'm fusing these two tools called TetraMap, or rather Tetra element together with love language. So it's actually a 4-hour workshop. It was
Mm-hmm.
initially created as an offline workshop, but because now with COVID, right, I've actually converted it into online. So it's 4 hours. First 1/3 is a lot more. I will share with all the theories, because I need you to know what is your element, what is your love language, and then after that, the second half of it is a lot of activities, because the activity is the one to let you see how you can actually fuse the two together. Like, okay, if I'm Earth and I'm quality time, how different could I be? And because it's like a workshop, so you will hear from different people. Like, for example, I may be Earth, no, sorry, I may be fire, I may be time. You could also be fire, you could be time. But how you want that love to be expressed to you could be very different from me, because my fire and my fire score could be high, a lot higher than your fire score. So maybe you are a bit of drama enough already, no? Okay, you're happy, but for me, maybe I need a little bit more drama, because I will feel more love in that context, right? So so for example, so the activities will let the participant have a better feel on how why their partners are reciprocating in a certain manner.
Right, right.
So currently, like I say, because I wanted to do offline, but now we can't, so it's going to be online. The next workshop is likely going to be in September. I'm still trying to see whether by then we could have it offline, but because online can be very tiring.
But for those who would like to engage your services to find out about themselves and how they love and how they would like to be loved, then they can also do it individually or as a couple, right?
Can. That means it's just that, so they won't go to the workshop. I will do it a bit separately. So I'll do the TetraMap, I'll do the love language, right? And then of course I will also take them through understanding this thing I call the 4 A's, which is firstly, you got to be aware. You got to be aware of who you are, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you need to know who you are. So once you're aware, then you need to be able to accept. Right? I mean, being aware and wanting to accept is different thing. Okay, I may be aware that,
Yes.
okay, I'm a nasty bitch. Alright, for example, right? So am I prepared to accept that? Or am I prepared to accept that I have this character? So once you're able to accept your partner, each other's elements and language, then the next thing will be what we call adapting. How do you adapt to each other? Right? I mean, it's like, okay, let's say unfortunately my partner is more air person, so very structured, right? And then I'm fire, right? I'm like, and then my air element is like, hello, cannot see one, like so little. So how do we then try to adapt into each other's style? All right, each other's preferred behavior. And the very last one, what I always tell them is that at the end of the day, is the accountability. Now you know, now you accepted it, now you try to adapt, but are you going to take the real action to make sure that you go with the flow? Right, so it's the necessary action you need to put in place to ensure that there's the accountability. You know, a lot of us sometimes we like to go attend workshop, right? Attend already,
Yes.
they say, oh, goal setting workshop.
Never
Attend already,
apply, right?
but never apply one, no, because okay, I know, but you never apply. or you know that your partner is love is words of
Yes.
affirmation, but you don't do it.
You don't
You just
say it out. Yeah.
I'm not I don't do lip
That's not
service.
me. Usually like that, right? Like we as a person, especially those A character, right? Alpha character, it's like no lah, it's not me lah, it's not me, it's not me. But I think we need to. How I feel is we need to stop to say that it's not me, because if
Yes,
you're living with someone else, or you are communicating with someone else, or you want to be with someone else, right? You need to have that balance, correct?
correct. And not just that. I think when it comes to love,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's this statement made by Gary Chapman, the person who did
Mm-hmm.
the love language. The statement
Mm-hmm.
that he made was, let me try and recall. Let me try and see what's the word that he said. Often I don't want to say the wrong one, okay, because it's not fair. Let me make sure make sure I say the right thing that he used. Okay, he mentioned something like, okay, you know your he, give me just 1 more minute. Okay. He said this, right? Love is something you do for someone else, not something you do for yourself.
Mm.
Okay, so for
Sounds
example,
sounds good.
makes sense, right? So for example, let's say now I'm with my partner. I cannot say that I know his love language is words, but it's not me leh. I don't have to anyhow say things. But you must know it makes him feel good. Of course, you don't go and like brag. They say, "Oh, you not he don't look good in blue." Also, you say look good. Then okay, then that is lip service, all right.
Mm-mm.
But you can always find something else better to say, right? If he doesn't look good in blue, but overall he still look good, you can still say the
Mm.
overall. Right? You don't have to zoom in and say you look good in blue, but inside here you don't mean it, right? So love is
Yes,
really
yes,
you do it for that someone else. It's not because of yourself only, because that someone else is supposed to do it back for you. That's
yes.
why you're in a relationship, ma.
Mm.
If not, then you just be in a relationship with yourself, lah. Enough. You just love yourself. But
I
I guess
think this
because we are
is
human
also
being, right? We
yes,
just
yeah.
feel because we're human beings, so we always feel that uh, yeah, but I don't have to spend time, So you make me spend time with the person. It's just that disconnect, But like my point to my client is that, but if you know your partner, it means a lot to your partner for you to spend time with him or her. Then why are you not willing to do it? Why do you put
Mm.
yourself first? Don't you think that if you want this
So
person
it's
to be in
like
your life,
you want
yeah,
to receive, but you don't want to give, right?
yes, yeah, and then you want him or her to be in your life, yet you're not willing to put in the right effort for him or her to be in your life. It's like, okay, I love
Mm.
you, but this is how I will love you. You take it or leave it. Then the person will
Mm.
say, okay, I leave it lah.
I think most of the time I'm like that.
You are what?
Wait.
Take it or leave
Let
it.
me repeat. Let me repeat. I think at first I will be I will give. I will give to a certain point where I feel like I gave too much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, I can.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah,
if
I mean,
we want to give, we
I
should
guess,
give.
yeah. No, but I can also understand where you're coming from.
Mm-mm.
Especially I think when you are just starting to know the person, right? I think after a while you can
Mm-hmm.
do feel that, hey, why is it that I don't feel you returning that favor. You see,
Yes.
because you say
Yes.
you give is because maybe to you time is something. You could be a quality time person, so you give, right? You want to spend time, but maybe this
Mm-hmm.
person language is not time, so he doesn't know how to give it back to you, right?
Mm. Right. Right.
So there's no right or wrong, but I do know where you're coming from. Sometimes after you give so much, you say like why is he not reciprocating and giving it back to me? But maybe to him, his language is not time. His language could be could be service, for example, acts of service, right? So he thinks that, oh, by asking you to come over, he cook for you is something that he's reciprocating.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yes.
So yes, so sometimes after a while you may feel that, oh, there's a disconnect and all that kind of thing, right? But I've always feel like at the end of the day, really it's all about communications. I think if you feel that something is a bit disjointed, then, and if you do value this person and you really want things to maybe work out, then I think it's a matter of putting maybe ego aside and say, hey, I really don't know where is this heading. And if the person choose to speak to you and choose to connect and have a better understanding, then I think there's opportunity to work. But if the person just like try to brush you off, then it's really for you to decide whether maybe it's just not the right person.
True, very true.
And I think for we all women, sometimes we tend to feel that, oh, we've so-called invested so much to pull out like a bit like sayang, right? But I think at the end of the day, you need to know. And I guess for me personally, I believe that as we get a bit more mature, get a bit more older, I think it's also a fact that, I mean, I'm not saying that we should shortchange ourselves, but I think we also need to know that as you get a bit older, this is still Asian, sometimes I think men still want to go for slightly younger women.
Maybe, I'm not too sure.
So I'm not saying that we just grab anyone that comes along, right? But I think we need to know whether, okay, if it's just not working out already, then just be upfront and say and talk about it, right? And then it's okay, fine, I think it's not going to work. Let's just stay as friends. And yeah, I wish you all the best. You wish me all the best, and we moved, right? Rather than still be wondering and thinking like, oh no, did I do enough? Have I done enough? Because you may think you've done more than enough, but the person may think you're not even done 50% of what he wants. So it's a matter of just talking about it. Yeah. So if you don't talk about it, you will never know.
Half an hour not enough, talk about this.
Yeah, we talk about love. Love is a splendid thing,
Okay, Anis, thank you very much for your input. I really appreciate it. So I will post this on IGTV, my IGTV. So, and I'll post this on YouTube as well, so I can give you the link. So in any case, I will put your IG address on here. So Madam M or this Zenny?
My Zenny one. Put my Zenny one.
Okay. So then they can contact you if they are interested to go through this TetraMap course, right? Tetra.L.O.V.e course. Yeah. So I tried the Tetra.L.O.V.e. So personally, I find that I think I like the element part. So that is something that I've never learned before, and it's a bit confusing at first. So as I said, you really need a coach to actually explain to you and the categories and how to fuse it into your life.
Yeah. And it's
so
and
I
actually
think
understanding the element is easy. Yeah, understanding the element is easy. Like just now I just very briefly mentioned, if I say earth, I say water, you roughly can figure it out. Yeah. So it's but just that you just need to have somebody there to explain and like just clarify it for you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. 谢谢你. I will see you soon. We go for coffee. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.